Hi there, it's me, Sandy, and I have 5 samples from Lucky Scent, and they are this style, you know, with the little stick that I ordered like probably a week and a half or so ago, and I mentioned that in my last video. And I've worn them all and have some thoughts on them, and so I thought it would be fun to share these not first impressions. So they're second or more impressions on 5 scents. So I will tell you that the 2 most recent ones in this batch, actually 3, are Essential Parfums Velvet Iris, Goldfield and Banks Pacific Rock Moss, Pacific Rock Flower, and Amouage Existence. So I'll do the other 2 first, since they are the least new. I'll start with the one that I believe is the oldest, and that's by the brand Les Nereides, and it's Pas de Velours. Pas de Velours. So this one, my husband thought it was really pretty, and it's like, it's super, super pretty. It's soft, it's an eau de toilette. It's got some vanilla in it, and some powdery florals like iris, and it's very much a feminine scent, and like a kind, motherly love kind of scent, if you know what I mean. Something in the vein of like molten brown milk musk. It's in that neighborhood. They don't smell the same. This has more citrus in it. So it's definitely got like a bright kind of citrusy opening, but then it has that soft, comforting, powdery, but not too powdery dry down. It's actually really, really pretty. I think relatively speaking, in niche terms, it's not terribly expensive, and it's just lovely. I feel like nobody could dislike this scent. It's one of those. So that is Les Nereides Pas de Velours. Okay, then the next one, and I wore this a full day in Eastern Oregon or Central Oregon on vacation last week. This is Akro Breathe. I'll put pictures up of everything. So this one, I do like it. It's citrusy at the opening, quite citrusy and bright. The only thing with me on this one is that as it starts to dry down, the lavender comes out. It's got lavender and I'm trying to think what else. Very few notes, as I recall. I didn't take the time to look up notes right now, so I'm just going by my nose, which is not an expert nose. It's just a perfume fan nose. So it's very citrusy, but as it dries down, it becomes more like a typical, I would say, kind of men's shower gel, inexpensive cologne type scent. So again, it's not bad. I think this would be better on a guy, in my opinion, although only towards the end. Like I said, the opening is really pretty and bright and citrusy, but then as it dries down, it becomes much more like just kind of a cologne smell. But it's a nice scent. Akro Breathe. All right, I will do next the Goldfield and Banks Pacific Rock Flower. So I have a travel spray of Pacific Rock Moss, and I really, really like it. And this one is super pretty. It's a little bit salty, and it is a little bit floral, so it's definitely different, but you can tell it's part of the Pacific Rock fill-in-the-blank family. There's something kind of coconutty to me, and I don't know if there is coconut in here. I don't think so. But it definitely reads a little bit tropical to me. So a little salty, a little tropical floral with that aquatic base. So that's Pacific Rock Flower, and it is really pretty. I kind of dismissed it at first. I thought, it's nothing special. But the more I smell it, and it's the one I've worn the least, I actually might wear it today. It's July 4th. We're going to a barbecue. That might be a really good one. So we'll see about that one. I will say just right off the bat, all 5 of these I like. So there was none of them that I disliked, which is really fun and nice. All right, so the next one is Essential Parfums Velvet Iris. This one is really different. So I wrote a note in my little note thing that this is a bold fragrance. And I've read through some reviews, and somebody in the reviews mentioned something, a terpenic quality. And I assume that means like turpentine-like quality on a chemical level. And I agree on skin. Now, it smells quite different on skin than it does out of the tube here, but it's really bold. I want to say it leans masculine, but not really. It's so unique that it leans bold. So it's different. And it certainly is a different iris. And I'm not saying there's nothing else out there like it. I'm just referencing my knowledge of what I have personally smelled, which is a scratch of the surface of the perfume world, you know. But I've never smelled an iris like this. It's very zippy and woody and spicy and terpenic or turpentine-like or chemically, but in a really good way, almost medicinal. So I read an article about the making of this fragrance, and the lady that runs Essential Parfums was saying basically she really wanted to do a different iris, and she succeeded. And then when you bear in mind that this is Essential Parfums, which are really affordably priced for really nice quality niche fragrances, I think that Velvet Iris is kind of special. It's a really special, unique fragrance. The one of theirs that I have not smelled that I really want to is the Patchouli Mania. So if you've ever smelled that, tell me what it's like. Okay, and last but not least, and certainly interesting, is Amouage Existence. So I like this. I'm not sure that others like it on me. It's really, really different to me. It's initially I get a mental image of green things, green foods, like green fruits like limes and green sorbet and green popsicles and green Jello. And I don't know, there's just something, even though it's not really a gourmand, and it is by far, and I am not kidding you, by far the strongest fragrance I've ever used. Like if I were to take this stick and touch it to my wrist, it would go all day. It's insane. And so, you know, the first time I wore it to work, and I could tell how strong it was, so I was very careful about not putting much on. And one of my coworkers came in and she walked through the entrance where they were mowing the lawn right there at the entrance and said, "Oh, the smell of the lawn clippings is making me nauseous." But I can't help but wonder if it was this or this mixed with the lawn clippings. I don't know. There's something that could be nauseating and yet is so interesting and so fresh, so cooling and fresh, like a sorbet. I put a little tiny bit on in the car when we were driving to our vacation. My husband, I asked him finally because he didn't say anything, and he said it's different, it's kind of sharp. So yeah, it's something that I would say you would never want to just douse yourself in this and go into a closed space. This is definitely a try first. I love it, actually. I find it very clean, extremely excessively fresh, not soapy though, and not laundry-like at all. It's just fresh and clean and cooling and green smelling, but not herbal really. So it's really unique. This is one where I would probably never get a full bottle, not that I even have any Amouage, but this one is so strong that a decant bigger than this, you know, like a small decant would truly be enough because it's so strong. And again, maybe a little polarizing. So I love it. So anyway, I just wanted to share my thoughts on my lucky samples. There's some good ones in there, and I hope that you have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.